friends. This is a reading of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe on owleyes.org. If you're ever looking for something poetry-wise, please feel free to stop by Owl Eyes. I did not mean that to rhyme, but it did anyway. And give them the love they deserve. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door." Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrothed its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow for my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. Silk and sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. That is this and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madame, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubtless dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token. The only word there spoken, whispered the word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I had heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely there is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what threat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore." 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obseisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched above a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stirred decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though my crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and anciently raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is, on this night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled at this ungainly fowl, to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on this placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." And then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by my reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is only stock and store. caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope and melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and bustin' door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned to my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining, whose lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from some unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled upon the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, and neophyte from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind of Nepeth, and forget the lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether temper sent or whether tempest tossed these here ashore, desolate yet undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there some balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden if this distant Iden it shall clasp sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word or sign in parting, bird friend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back to the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie shall hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit thy bust above the door. Take thy break from out of my heart, and take from off from my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Phallus, just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow upon the floor, and my soul, from out that shadow lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore. Thank you. I am just an amateur trying to work on my public speaking, and doing something like this really helps. Thank you.